Hello everyone, my name is Anand and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about e-commerce marketing strategies. I have been getting a lot of questions in terms of how do we start an e-commerce store, what do we need to do in order to launch a successful e-commerce in our website, and what are some of the marketing strategies that we can use to scale your business. In today's presentation, I'm going to be going through a couple of steps that is essential in terms of starting your e-commerce store. But not just that, I'll be highlighting some marketing strategies that you can utilize to advance your existing e-commerce store and scale your business. Now, before we move on to the actual presentation, if you like my videos, definitely please do subscribe to my channel and leave a comment so that I can interact with you and get more feedback from you guys in terms of what should be the next video tutorial. So let's get started. Now, the first thing I want to mention is when you are coming up with a marketing strategy for your e-commerce store, it's important to set a proper e-commerce marketing goal and objective. And whether it's for a new store or for an already existing store, without benchmarking your results or without knowing what exactly you want to improve, it's going to be very hard to improve that. There's a very famous quote that goes like, you cannot improve something if you cannot measure it. So basically, come up with proper goals, and some of the examples can be increase sales by 10% in the next 2 months, or increase the average order value by, let's say, 15% during the holiday season. Or it can be increase the conversion rate of your store by, let's say, 10%. Those are some of the specific goals that you can set for your marketing, for your e-commerce marketing campaigns. And again, these can be existing goals or it can be new goals. Now, there are two types of conversions, I would say. The first one is micro conversions, and these are basically small conversions that ultimately end up in an actual sale. So for example, store visit can be considered as a micro conversion, product page views, add to cart, and then initiated checkout. And finally, when the customer buys your product, it can be considered as a macro conversion, which is your sale. Now, we talked about measuring your marketing objectives or measuring your marketing activities, right? What you can do is you can start measuring your small micro conversions, such as how many store visits are you getting, how many product page views are you getting for each of your products. Out of those product page views, how many of them are actually adding to cart, and then out of the people who add to cart, how many of them are actually initiating a checkout. This is important because if you want to increase your conversion rate, you need to know the exact e-commerce funnel and then choose the area where you are lagging the most. So let's say you are getting a lot of store visit, but there are very few people adding the product to the cart, then you know where the issue is. So that's how you can start improving. So that's the main step in terms of getting started, which is setting a proper e-commerce marketing goals and objectives. Now, the next step is to understand your audience. Now, again, the tips that I'm going to share over here, you can use it for an existing store or you can also use it for starting a new store. The first thing is identify the value proposition of your product and then ask the question, who will be the most interested audience for your product? Now, this is important because let's say you are selling a pretty commodity product like iPhone case. Now, there are thousands of e-commerce stores that sell iPhone case or mobile phone case. It's going to be extremely hard for you to compete in that market and really come out of it, because there are just zillions of e-com stores, and that's just on the online world. If you go in the offline world, there are so many physical stores out there who are selling smartphone cases. So you really don't have any good value proposition. But let's say you come up with ultraviolet sanitizer for your phone that is going to provide wireless charging as well as sanitizing feature. Now that's a pretty solid value proposition, you know. So come up with your value proposition and ask the question, who will be the most interested in your product? Now, for the product that I mentioned, that is ultraviolet, sanitizing iPhone charging device or phone charging device, the audiences can be anyone, because again, there's a pandemic going on, or let's say you're watching this video after the pandemic is over, hopefully, the product is going to be still applicable. So you know the value proposition, you know the audience, and that's how you can figure out what is that unique selling factor. The next thing is, why will they be interested? That is, why will your audience be interested? And this will be important to tweak your marketing messaging, not just on your product page, but also on your Facebook ad, Google ad, to make sure that you use that right kind of messaging, which will act like a hook to grab your audience's attention. And then finally, you research your competitors and find similar audiences. You need to know whether there are other brands or e-commerce stores selling similar type of products. Once you know that, you will be able to figure out whether you need to become creative in terms of your offers, in terms of your pricing, or whether you need to provide something value added to beat your competition. Again, there is this fourth step which many people ignore, that is, look at your current customers. You can actually find or understand a lot more about your audience by looking at your current customers. If you don't have any existing customer base, you can always spend a very little amount of money in terms of conducting a survey and then giving them something in return, like an Amazon gift card. But that will at least help you find out whether what are the hobbies, interests, and customer attributes that you should know to target them properly on various advertising channels. You can even use the tool like Facebook Audience Insights, which is a pretty powerful tool when it comes to simulating different audiences and then really understanding like what kind of publications your audience use to consume information, which websites they visit, what Facebook pages they follow. And there are so many things under Facebook Audience Insights. And then finally, you should understand your target audience's demographics. And this goes back to my fourth point, which is looking at your current customers, because by understanding your target demographics, you can actually find out like their interests, their hobbies, their preferences, and where they spend time. And this information is important because when you are advertising on Facebook or Google, usually they have a partnership with their network. So for example, it's called as Facebook Audience Network under Facebook Ads and Google Display Network under Google Ads. And basically these are millions of websites that are similar to the audience that you want to target. And you can then reach out to your audience by targeting or placing your ads on those websites. And that's why this is important. And as I mentioned earlier, if you don't have any existing customers, you can always conduct surveys. So that's how you can actually come to know about your target audience, which is very, very important for your ads and even for your organic efforts. Now the next step is competitor analysis, and I want to showcase a couple of real life tools before I get into the slides. But basically, actually before I do that, I just want to share this quick tool. This is called as HubSpot Marketing Plan Template Generator. It's a pretty powerful tool where it will help you create a marketing plan. It's going to ask you like basic questions like first name, last name, email and everything. But then after that, all you have to do is you need to provide your company name, blah, 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 and then, like this. And then it will ask you questions like how many employees do you have, what kind of services do you provide, what is your mission statement, and then at the end of the day, it will give you a nice little marketing plan. Now, that template is just like, something that you can pin on your board or print it out. It's just to go back to that template and make sure that every activity that you do is according to that plan. Now, the reason I recommend this tool is just because it's an easy way to create a template, but obviously you can use Google Sheet or you can use a Word document and come up with your own template. All right, the next tool I want to show you is a competitive analysis template. And as you can see, you have a couple of attributes over here, like type of the company, what's the positioning, price point, target audience, what kind of offers do you provide, what are the key competitive advantages, which sales channels they are using, what is their current marketing strategy, what kind of support service do they provide, where do they ship, and what kind of shipping offers do they have, how many products does your competitor have, what are their, and then SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. And you can use these attributes for your company. Obviously, you will fill it out for your company, and then you will also plot it for your competitors, and that will help you to identify your sweet spot, which is why is your company in a different position, in an advantageous position, and how can you maximize that effectiveness of that competitive advantage for your benefit. And one more tool is the SEMrush competitor analysis tool. And again, this is a pretty powerful tool. Over here, what I've done is I basically type in the company URL. So let's say you know the competitor and you know their URL. You can type in their website, and then it's going to provide you and obviously I've selected Amazon. That's just massive website over here. But you can provide any kind of URL, and it will provide you like organic search traffic, paid search traffic, how many backlinks, display advertising, what kind of keywords they are ranking, who are their main competitors. Now again, this is a paid tool. There is a free version. If you want a link to the free version, I am gonna add that in the description, or definitely ask me in the comment section. I can provide you a link. But SEMrush is a pretty powerful tool, and it's going to give you many information about your competitors. So let's move on. The next step is competitor analysis, as I mentioned, and basically you can ask these 6 questions, which is where do your competitors where do your current customers buy, or which place do they go and buy the similar products that you are planning to sell? And then what are your current competitors doing, their website, and what kind of customer experience do they provide? And you can actually then provide a user experience or a customer experience that is much better than your competitor. You can use a tool like SimilarWeb, but I think SEMrush is much better than that. So you can use a competitor analysis tool like SEMrush to come up with some basic benchmark numbers, as I shown earlier, and that's going to be important for you to actually compare where you stand and where your competitors are standing. This is pretty cool, where you can actually subscribe to your competitor's newsletter or blog and then see what happens, like what kind of newsletters do they provide, are you getting any kind of special offers or promotions, and then you can even follow them on social to see if they have any kind of social activity going on their Facebook page. Also, I would suggest adding products to your cart and then abandoning that cart, and then figure out are they providing any kind of special offers, such as abandoned cart recovery offers or something like that. That is going to be pretty interesting for you to learn, and maybe you can do something better. And then also take a look at their reviews on Google My Business, if they have, or on Amazon, or if they have a Shopify store, and if they have a commenting system or a review system from Yotpo. You can take a look at their existing reviews and then see what other people are talking about them, and then you should try to do something better than that. And then finally, as I mentioned, you use a tool such as SpyFu and Ahrefs. Like, these are additional tools that you can use. to find organic and paid keywords of your competitors. So that's the main goal of competitor analysis. Now the next step is installing analytics code. Now again, this is very important because without analytics you won't be able to measure anything and you won't be able to perform or optimize your e-commerce store performance. So 3 analytics tools that you should keep an eye on. The first one is Google Analytics. It's very basic, but it's powerful as well. For that, you need to install Google Analytics code. The next one is Shopify Analytics. You don't have to do anything special for this. If you have a Shopify store or a BigCommerce, then they should provide you all kind of analytics, and you should definitely spend some time. The third thing is Hotjar. Now this is a third-party tool. It will help you to create heat map of your website and understand which sections of your website are most clicked, and how people are consuming your content. So Hotjar is a pretty powerful tool to optimize your product pages. And then we have your e-commerce funnel. So this is basically the e-commerce funnel from Google Analytics. And once you have integrated Google Analytics for your e-commerce store, you should be able to see something like this. And as you can see, it's pretty powerful. You'll get to know like how many total number of sessions you're getting, and out of those sessions, how many product views are you getting, how many people added the products to the basket, how many of the sessions were checkout, and then finally how many sessions with transactions. And you can then figure out the drop-off rate over here and try to improve areas where you think there is a pretty high drop-off, or try to make sure that maximum people go through this funnel and then convert. And if you don't know these numbers, that's where the problem is. And it goes back to our pretty first slide, that is setting clear marketing goals and objectives and focusing on micro conversions. So Google Analytics e-commerce funnel is something that you should take a look at. Now this is a snapshot of Shopify Analytics, because as I mentioned earlier, it provides a lot of valuable information such as total sales, online store sessions, returning customer rate, online store conversion rate, average order value, and total orders. Now there are 3 things that I want you to focus on. The first one is returning customer rate. This is important to understand how many of your transactions are from new customers and how many are from returning customers. And you can then run special promotions for existing customers. You can provide additional discount. You can try to nurture them with after sales product activities and try to bring them back so that they keep on converting. So that's how you can increase your returning customer rate. Your next important metric is conversion rate, and as you can see, this is like the most important metric for your e-commerce store, because that actually determines how many of your visitors are actually converting. The third metric that I wanted to focus on is average order value, and try to upsell by using a recommendation system where you combine multiple products so that they add more products to their cart and their overall average order value goes high. So returning customer rate, conversion rate, and average order value are something that you should focus on and try to improve them, because that is how you can increase your revenue. The other metrics like total sales and sessions and orders, those are just metrics that is good to know, but you cannot do anything about it. But if you want to focus on increasing revenue, then returning customer rate, conversion rate, and average order value, these are the 3 things that will help you to increase your revenue. And then finally, I want to show you the Hotjar tool that is basically going to generate a heat map of your website, where it will show you like how many clicks are you getting on different elements, and then you can actually get to see why people are not clicking on certain sections. So let's say this is your buy now button or call to action button or add to cart button, and if you see that many people are clicking on your offer but none of them are clicking on your actual buy now, then there's something wrong over there, right? So you need to figure out your user flow and understand what is happening, and you can do that with a tool like Hotjar. And finally, you have your Facebook pixel and Google global site tag for retargeting. Now these codes are important because I want to talk about retargeting, and my next couple of slides are going to talk about retargeting ads for e-commerce. It's one of the best way to increase your return on ad spend. But to do that, you need to install Facebook Pixel, Google Global Site Tag, and if you use any third-party tool, then you can install that as well. Basically, what it does is, you must have noticed something like on Amazon where you go to a product page, you then view that product and then exit, and then after some time when you are browsing on Facebook, you get to see an ad from Amazon saying this product is still available, buy now. Now that's an example of retargeting ads, and basically what happens is when user sees the ad and they go to the website, they then leave the website without converting. A cookie is stored with the user browses the internet and sees your remarketing ad. The user then visits your website and then fills up the form and turns into a happy customer. That's the usual process of retargeting. So by retargeting, you are able to show relevant ads and bring them to the right destination. So this is a flow of Google Google shopping ads. And basically what you can do is you can set up a remarketing audience where when people visit your website, they are added to your remarketing list, and then you can then follow them around by showing them ads while they browse the web. So dynamic remarketing helps you to connect your Google Merchant Center account and then show them tailored ads based on products they have viewed on your site. So there's a difference between remarketing and dynamic remarketing. With remarketing, you are able to retarget that person with an ad, but it's not very specific. It will still have branded logos of your website. You can send them to a generic page or something like that, but it's not going to be specific. But with dynamic remarketing, you can actually send them to the exact product page based on their browsing history. So that's how you can use dynamic remarketing. And on the Facebook side, you can do something similar where you can install a Facebook pixel, and then when people visit your website, they will be added to a bucket, and then you can show them personalized dynamic ads, which will be retargeted across multiple devices that will help you to convert them into customers. So Google and Facebook, both of them provide dynamic remarketing, but there's a lot of setup involved, and if you don't know how to do that, let me know in the comment section. And I know this is a long video, guys, but I hope you find a lot of value in it. And again, if you need more information on any specific points, let me know in the comment section. Obviously, please do subscribe to my channel. Anyways, moving on, this is the second last slide where I want you to focus on SEO as well. So product page optimization, such as adding professional images to your products, using the right keywords in your H1, H2, and H3 tags, writing proper descriptions, and then adding some sort of social proof in the form of reviews, and clearly providing a call to action button will help you to improve your conversion rate. And they all are going to help you to increase your SEO and also rank your product pages. Now again, SEO is important because Amazon is a monster. I like Amazon, but as you know, they dominate on multiple product categories. But if you have your own e-commerce store and if you want to come out of that competition, then you need to do a really, really good job. And these are some ways that you can optimize your product pages. And finally, in terms of concluding, I want to explain quick promotion ideas. These are some of the high converting promotion tactics that is tried and tested. The first one is free shipping. Try to add the shipping cost in the product sale price so that you can provide free shipping. that's a good way to make sure that you are still able to provide free shipping but do not lose on the margin. So shipping and handling should be included in the product price, and somehow provide free shipping. And again, there is a delicate balance over there. If the total sale price of the product is way higher than your competitor, then obviously it doesn't make any sense. But somehow try to find a solution to provide free shipping, either through special offers or to if they have added multiple products, and if it goes beyond a certain threshold, then provide free shipping. Again, discount codes, try to provide discount codes to existing customers, separate discount code to new customers, separate discount code to people who have added product to their cart, who have spent more than 3 minutes. There are so many different ways to become creative. So discount code is again a pretty good tactic. Special events. Now in North America, we have Christmas time, we have Thanksgiving, we have Good Friday, we have so many other events happening over there. So try to provide this special discounts during those seasons, and take advantage of the high traffic coming from that particular holiday season. And then finally, we have buy one get 10% off, or buy one get 20% off, or even like buy two get one free, or buy one get one free. Again, that's a pretty solid promotion tactic that you should utilize. So with that, I know guys, it was a long video, but those are some of the marketing strategies for your e-commerce store. And again, these tactics are not just for existing store, but they are for new store as well. So I hope it is useful, and I hope that you can make more money and increase your revenue. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section, and I will see you next time. Thank you guys.